All right, well, listen. My wife is normally the one that does these unboxing videos. She's got a website that is called Disney Magic Hunter. And so she goes around and she collects all this cool Disney stuff that we then make videos for. But I got something cool today. The reason why I normally don't do the videos on my own is because I don't really buy cool stuff. I collect a couple of things, but I don't really collect them that much anymore because I've got most of the stuff I want, which I used to have a really big record collection. And within that record collection, one of my absolute favorites is Bob Dylan. Now, I bought all of Bob Dylan's records. One thing he's been doing is releasing very special editions of things. And I'm going to be honest with you, they're quite expensive. I've never bought one of the expensive special edition ones before because I couldn't justify the cost, even though I love Bob Dylan and he's right at the top of my list of all-time greats, all-time favorites. In fact, he's like the one musician that I still like, you know. I'm not one of these guys that goes around, you know, sniffing after musicians, going to concerts every 5 minutes and all that stuff. I like a select few. I guess you could say that I'm monogamous in my relationship with musicians. And so anyway, the last couple of these special editions that Bob Dylan released, they had maybe one extra disc, and then it was like $100, but you get one extra disc. That's so much money. I can't afford it. I get so much money for one concert. I would have done it when I was 15 or 16 or 18 or 25, but you get a little older, you don't want to spend the money on it. This one, though, caught my attention, and here's the deal. It was about 100. How much was it?
130?
It cost us, let's see, we
120?
We had a $50 Amazon gift card. Then we had a $20 credit.
Yeah.
Right, and then it still cost us like $50.
Yeah.
So whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
It was that important. So anyway, it's Bob Dylan, the Bootleg Series, Volume 11. Let me tell you something cool about this. First Bob Dylan record I ever owned was Bob Dylan, the Bootleg Series, Volumes 1 through 3. First ever recordings I ever heard of him. They were my parents. They belonged to my parents. My late uncle bought them for my parents. And actually kind of how I learned how to play guitar off of those records. Bootleg Series Volume 1 and 3. And that was a box set. Came in a big, long box. 3 CDs in there. I listened to them to death. So much so that I've had to buy new copies of them because I scratched theirs to death. Right. So that's Volumes 1 through 3. Volumes 1 through 3 were 3 discs in one box set. Now we're up to a number 11, and every edition has a couple of discs. Like this one here, Volume 11, has 6 discs. So if it was following the numbering pattern of Volumes 1 through 3, it'd be Volumes 11 through 17 or whatever, but they dropped that and decided that they were just going to do as many as they could for each bootleg series. I buy all the bootleg series ones, but I've never bought a special edition. I bought this one because it came with 6 discs. So much so that, so much stuff I should say, that if you only would have done the 2-disc edition, you'd have been missing, well let's see, it's 22 tracks, it's about 25 tracks per disc, 50 songs. This entire collection is 138 songs or 136 songs. It says on here. 138 tracks. So you'd be missing 75 tracks, whatever. So I'm going to unbox it for you. We're going to take a look. Do you need all the history or are you cool with that? I can just unbox it for you. I don't know how these work. I don't normally do the unboxing. As you can see, I opened it a little bit with the cellophane. And then I said, oh, I should unbox this. So I haven't looked inside yet. But I can tell you what it says on here. It says Bob Dylan, the band, the Basement Tapes, Bootleg Series, Volume 11, Basement Tapes complete, the definitive chronicle of Dylan's legendary 1967 sessions with the band, historic 6-disc set, includes 138 tracks, and I'll name each one now. Not really. And featuring previously unreleased material, 120-page deluxe-bound book containing rare and unseen photographs. Great. And so when it got delivered to me today, I picked the box up. I didn't expect it to be this heavy. All right, so this is what it looks like on the front. Don't you think the spine should be on the other side? Like that, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. And then this is the back. This looks like the concert. The Quid and the Eskimo concert. The Isle of Wight concert. Oh, no, you know what? I think this is from the Woody Guthrie tribute show in 1968. That's what it looks like. One or the other. One or the other. All right. That's 2 books inside. The one is Bob Dylan and the Band, The Basement Tapes Complete, and the one is, lo and behold, Photographs and More. You know, this kind of thing that's going to sit on your shelf. You know it is. It's going to sit on the shelf. You're not going to finger it too much. You're not going to, like, get your oily fingers on there that much, which is okay. Oh, you know, one more cool thing about this, too, is I ordered it from Amazon, and I've got that Prime. And so what happens is, I ordered it the day it came out, but it didn't ship until tonight. But because I got it on Prime, it had this feature called Auto Rip, where it'll put the songs on MP3 in your cloud. And so we've been digging on them for the last couple of days. All right, let's take it out and see what's in here. That's one. All right, so there's the inside of the box. Nothing else is in there. That'll go in a box somewhere else, put away in a closet, like all the rest of the stuff like this, right? And then let's see what this is first. Oh, this is cool. This is it's like a window card for the new album that's coming out in 2015, Shadows in the Night. Bob Dylan, Shadows in the Night, new album coming 2015, and coincidentally enough, when I used to work at a record store, that's what this is. That's one of these. It's the shape of an album, and they would send these to record stores, and they would hang on the walls in record stores to advertise a new record album was coming out back when there were still record albums. I know that there's record albums now, but whatever. Back when they were still kind of a thing. This was mid-90s. And so that's what this is, Shadows in the Night. He's got a new record coming out in 2015. Did I say 2005? I'm numbers dyslexic. So 2015, and I believe that he's already internet released one song from these sessions that everyone's calling a Frank Sinatra cover. Which I don't know, I haven't researched it yet, but Frank Sinatra wasn't known for songwriting, so maybe they mean a song that was made popular by Frank Sinatra. You can answer me in the comments below, because I'll forget to look. Okay, so that's that. That's the, oh, I forget what these are called, but whatever they're called. Album kind of window cards. Cool. So back in the day, you'd go to a record store. You see these on the wall. Tell the person at the counter, oh, I want one of these, and they'd put your name in the corner. And then whenever it was time to rip them off the wall, they'd give them to you. If they didn't take them all themselves, I worked there, so I got this from Rainbow Records. All right, here's the 2 different sets. Now, isn't this the album cover for the original Basement Tapes? Can you see it on here? Is this the album cover from the original Basement Tapes? So let's do the CDs first. All right, playing a mandolin like it's a violin without a bow. I do the same thing a lot. Okay, so this is neat. In the inside, this is what the original tapes and the acetates, this is like the package they would come in. So this is a picture of that. And then inside, disc 1 and disc 2. And then if you look at the artwork inside, is it battery dying or something? All right, just let me know. All right.
I want to see that. I want to see that artwork.
Alright. And so inside, these are the track listings for the original master tapes. It's got the publishing information on there. It's got the track titles, songwriter who wrote them, how long they were, where they were recorded. These were all recorded at Big Pink in New York with the band. And it looks like the artwork, the acetate cover here, might be from the original Basement Tapes, the one that they released back in the 70s, because if you look at the date here, it says date 1975, which would have been, so this is what they would send to the record companies, to get pressed into records, right? And then on the inside, there's Bob Dylan looking cool, sitting on a car. He was young here, you know, but much more mature than he was really early in his career. Some artwork. I would guess that that's some of his artwork. Looks like his style. Like a window poster. An article probably for when he, quote, disappeared. Right. Then here you go. Here's the essays. Tells you all about the importance of...
Let's scooch that over a little bit.
Well, this thing's in the way.
Yeah.
We should probably take that off.
Yeah.
And then, so this is the essay on the recordings. More pictures. There you got him playing with the band, which you know was his original. He played with them at shows before they were called the band, or the Hawks back then. And then they got together with Bob Dylan to record. And then it was a while before they actually released an album together too. I think Planet Waves was the first album with the band. You see how I'm doing this? I'm not looking at Wikipedia or anything. This is all just from my head. So if anything's wrong, that's because, you know, you got Swiss cheese sometimes. More essays. I'm not going to read you the essays because, you know, I don't want to break any copyrights or anything. This is the original album cover from the original record. Let's see. You probably have that. Some tapes. Historical notes on the basement tapes. What's real and what's not. It's a typo. It's not how you spell real. Okay. Great White Wonder. I think that, again from my head, this is probably, that might be the bootleg, the original bootleg they floated around New York before they released these, because legend has it, they released the basement tapes. They didn't really want to, it wasn't supposed to be released, but they released it because there were so many bootlegs going around. I've got one called the Ten of Hearts, I think. And so they, you know, they figured, well, everyone's trading these and selling them anyway, so why don't we just make some money off that, right? More pictures. There's Bob Dylan looking cool. Playing guitar. You've seen that picture before. There were notes on going to Acapulco. That song was covered by, there's the guy from the band. That song was covered for the movie I'm Not There by one of these new bands, who's, you know, some weird name like the My Morning Jacket. It's actually a really good recording of that. That was them that did that, right? If not, you can tell me I'm wrong in my comments. You know, more pictures of the master tapes. So they would get together like on a reel-to-reel back at the house, Big Pink in New York, and they would just record, like you probably do. You just set a tape deck going, and you record some stuff, and this stuff wasn't meant to be heard. It's like covers, a lot of covers, man. Folk songs, pieces of songs that weren't ever supposed to be heard. You know, back in the day, I'm sure he would have gone crazy knowing that people could hear these. I imagine you get a little older, you're like, well, what are you going to do? This is like my legacy now. I know that's how I am, that I always wanted to have the perfect recording for all my songs, but now there's so much charm in the stuff you recorded on a 4-track, and, you know, when you were 17. Look, the tape box, right, it's supposed to be a tape box. There's Bob Dylan taking out the trash. Certainly representative of the fact that so much of this is garbage in here. I'm in his head, probably. I'm making that up, I don't know. Inside... Again, track listings, $1 Million Bash, ooh-wee. Ooh, baby. Okay, so lo and behold.
A little bit better.
So this is the Disney Magic Hunter. She's my producer at work. See how she produces? I need to be
I'm
baby.
trained.
Some more artwork of the tape. And then the rest of the CD, well, 2 more of the CDs. Oh, there they all are. Okay. I think these CBS, they look like the sleeves that would hold the records inside.
These are really cool. I don't think I can see all the ones here. Maybe you can.
Alright.
Yeah. So this is the CBS one, right?
They're all CBS.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Look. Okay. Very cool.
There they all are.
I didn't put the other CDs back. Anyway, that's the inside. More tapes. We'll put these CDs back.
Oh.
I'm not. Did it die?
Not yet.
Okay. What's going on with it?
Low battery.
Low battery?
Yeah.
Those things don't last, man. Alright, so that's book 1.
That was just book 1?
Yeah. Here's number 2 now. These are the photographs. And, you know, so whenever this collection came out, I read a lot of people online saying, like on the Bob Dylan Reddit, on the subreddit, saying that I never would have bought one of these special editions before because it just comes with a book. And we've seen all the Bob Dylan pictures, you know. But this wasn't for the books. It was for the CDs that came inside. And the books are kind of a cool bonus. So we'll just go through this a little bit. Is this centered the way you like it?
Yeah.
Okay. Look, she's
That's pretty good. I know, yes.
Ridiculous. Right. So. These are cool pictures.
Oh, they're really awesome.
You know, it's funny. You never really think of these pictures when you see them on albums and what have you. I think some of these might be the backs of albums. Like, I know they're not. I don't think they are, but they look like the Nashville Skyline pictures too. And even these, you know, he looks like he did for Self-Portrait. Like, that one might be Self-Portrait-ish era. But you never picture him, think of him to be photo shoots. You know, you think that he's just, they look like photo shoots here. There's I guess that's Big Pink. Playing the mandolin. That dude looks like John Lennon. I know it's not. Probably not. They are sure smoking a lot. There's some cigarettes. Even more.
Yeah, right there.
That dude's peeping Tom. With Bob Dylan pretending to write songs. Right. That dude looks like Joe Dugan. Right. Cool. I'll get through these fast. Alright, these are Nashville Skyline pictures. I thought so. It tells you where, too. This is cool. It's got handwritten sheet music for odds and ends on there. And then this says here, I'm not going to get to the whole book. Bob Dylan on the band, unknown location. We'll just flip through. Everyone looks like John Lennon on these. To be clear, again, I know they're not actually John Lennon, but they look like more Bob Dylan track listings. And so these are the tapes, and it'll tell you what's on the tapes. This is probably an acetate from the recording studio. So they would go in, they would get a copy. You know, like nowadays they'll burn you a CD or give you a stick with an MP3 on or whatever. Back in the day, they give you little records. Artwork for some of these old albums. They're all cool. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because you didn't spend the money I did. So you all got to buy it yourself. Alright. Look at that. Look at this. Cool. Columbia Records taking legal action to halt bootleg Dylan LP. And it tells you about how the... So this is, for all you kids out there, this is the equivalent of them removing your song for DMCA from YouTube back in the day. Cool. Right on. I'm trying to finish up before the battery dies. Oh, an 8-track. Y'all got that on 8-track still? We've got John Wesley Harding and Street Legal on 8-track. But every time I try to play them, my thing eats them. So, well, I don't play those ones because they ate my Devo 8-track. And more pictures. These are magazine covers. Looks like, oh, this is neat. More artwork from the photo shoot, cover shoot for the actual LP release. Bob Dylan looks like he's dressed like a bunny. There's Mrs. Henry. We're smoking. There's some dude playing a French horn or something. I don't know who that is, but he looks like the dad from that 70s show. Just like that. No? Anybody? Alright. There's a nun. Alright. And then anyway, so there's a dog, and there's the sheet music for Quinn the Eskimo. Cool. Tells you how to splice tape together. All y'all radio people know how to do that. And there's the back. John Wesley Harding album cover. This again would be like an advertisement for it. And that's the other book. I don't know if that was worth $120 or not. So then we're going to put them back. And I don't even need to rip these CDs from my archive because they're already in the cloud. And if you have the Amazon cloud like downloader, they'll sync them right to your iTunes for you. So you don't even have to rip these. And I'm going to put that back in. And then we need to find a box, where I have the rest of my rare CDs and put it away forever. I'll probably read the book first. Bob Dylan and the Band, the Basement Tapes Complete Bootleg Series, Volume 11. Thank you for watching my video. What else do you say?
Subscribe to my channel, like this video, check out my website.
Oh, my tacos are done. All right, see ya.
All right, bye.